G'day and welcome to a JoeJoeMoto video. I'm part of the worldwide tag 100-day challenge and I'm day 89. As you can probably tell from these big scary guys behind me, I'm from Australia. I'm actually from Queensland in Australia. So we're going to run through a few things for this challenge today. Alright, so I'm going to do this in my own little style, my JoeJoeMoto style. I'm a moto vlogger, whereas obviously I vlog on a motorcycle. I'm a bit of an enduro vlogger, where I don't really ride on the roads. I go out in the bush and ride around with all my mates and film and chat about whatever's on my mind. So, one of the first questions I need to answer is, what is the weather like today? Today, even though I'm in my jumper, we've just finished winter here in Queensland, Australia. It's a beautiful day. Just the start of spring. The weather in Queensland doesn't really get hot, doesn't really get cold. I guess it gets quite hot, but not in comparison to a lot of places. Doesn't get very cold. Cold for us, but in comparison to a lot of places, not very cold at all. So as I was saying earlier, I live in Queensland, and I've always lived in Queensland my whole life. And I don't think I'll ever move. I love it here in Queensland, Australia. It's a lovely place to live. A lot of riding, a lot of awesome things to do, which leads me to the next bit. 3 things people do for fun in my area. Well, I live on the coast, so obviously people live on the coast. We've got a lot of surfing, a lot of beaches, that sort of fun activity. Also, our sort of bush comes right up to the beach, so you know, there's a lot of bushwalking, a lot of lakes and rivers and things to do, fishing and whatever else out in the bush a little bit. And as a personal thing, one of my favourite things is obviously riding my motorbike. So that's 3 things that people like to do in my area. Next thing is my favourite dish. I think it says my favourite local dish. So, I mean, that really, from Australia, really only puts it down to one thing. Local dish being barbecue. I love a good barbecue, man. So, yeah, barbecue is definitely my favourite dish. Doing whatever it is on the barbecues, sausages, throw another shrimp on the barbie, that sort of thing. And, yeah. The topic of families now. I guess it's different for everyone. I mean, the average family is, you know, mum, dad, and the kids. And, I mean, I grew up with a normal family, I guess you'd call it. I had 2 brothers, and mum and dad. Never got divorced or anything like that. Single parent is a reasonably common thing, as I'm sure it is around the world. Smallish families, I guess, to larger families, depending on your background. So that's the family situation here in Australia. Mythbuster time. So the myth that we have kangaroos jumping around everywhere in our backyards and whatever else. Well, I can't really bust that myth. I live out in the country a little bit, so I've got kangaroos everywhere all around my area. But I guess the majority of Australians would go to a zoo to see a kangaroo. You know, the majority of people live in the cities, and there's very rarely kangaroos around in the city area. I mean, there's probably a couple in parks and golf courses, but I guess that's a myth. Throw another shrimp on the barbie is another myth. They're both things that are in my video here. So I don't know. Not too many people cook prawns on the barbecue. Well, I mean, we do barbecues all the time, that's for sure. But it's sausages and steak and whatever else. Not so much shrimp or you know, prawns. So I guess that's another myth that we could bust for sure. So the next 3 topics are: what's Australia famous for? What are some stereotypes? And what could you change if you could? And all 3 of those topics are going to be answered by one thing: bogans. Australia is known for the yobbo, the bogan, whatever you want to call it, you know. Beer drinking, burnout doing whatever else. And I'll tell you what, it's a stereotype that's pretty factual. Like, you know, I do a lot of those things, and there's a lot of bogans around. It's something that I would like to change if I could, you know, not to be so bogan for all of the Aussies out there. Okay, the next two questions are going to be grouped together as well. What is something that you love about your country or state, and what is something that you love about the next person's country, state, whatever it is? Because I'm day 89, day 90 is Fantashtic Ideas. She is actually from Southeast Queensland as well, where I am from. So I'm going to group those two together. The thing that I love about both of those is I just love where we live. The place is amazing. There is so much to do. The weather is just brilliant. All year round, you can swim, you can do whatever you want. It's just such an amazing place to live. That's what I love about it. I just love it being close to everything. Everything's awesome here. So thanks for coming along with me on this ride, everybody. Day 89 of the 100-day challenge is done. Make sure you click on the link to day 90. If you've loved this and you're new to this challenge, hit that subscribe button and join me on all my fun rides and fun things that I do. And for my loyal viewers, I guess I'll see you on the next ride.